If you're an e-commerce brand owner and you're testing color buttons for your CTAs, then you're wasting your time. And in this video, I'm going to exactly show you 7 fixes, or let's say 7 A/B tests that can have an actual high potential impact on your email revenue and your e-commerce brand. So watch this video till the end to exactly understand what are some of the high lever A/B tests that actually moves the needle for your e-commerce brand. So let's dive in. So here are some high impact A/B tests for e-commerce email marketing. So these are some powerful tests that you can run inside of Klaviyo or any sort of email sending provider that you're using, and these will have some massive impacts. So currently the problem is that most Shopify owners, or let's say e-com brand owners, they fall into one of these two camps. Either they are not testing at all, or they're testing stuff that does not matter at all. If you're not testing anything at all, then you're missing high growth opportunities and optimizations for your e-commerce brand. Or if you're testing stuff that does not matter, let's say swapping colors for your CTA buttons or like tweaking subject lines with emojis, that's not optimization, that's just you doing the busy work. So if you want real growth and you want the test to have fundamental elements that actually influence your buying decisions, customers' buying decision, I'm going to exactly walk through 7 powerful tests that you can run inside of Klaviyo that might have a massive impact on your revenue, depending upon your niche and your brand and your customer database. And it will exactly show you how to think about setting all of these up. Test number one, the product showcase approach. So the concept is that you're going to test the standard approach. You are going to list out bullet points listing and features and benefits of your products, and things such as premium materials, easy to get instructions, available in 5 colors, and that sort of thing. And variation B would be where you strip all of that out and you replace it with a single customer testimonial that is reinforcing your product, not just any review, a passionate one where someone's genuinely raving out how your product has impacted their own life. And now if you're wondering, why do I need to do a testimonial? Like, would it even outperform? Yes, because when social proof is in the picture, it beats marketing copy. Because when real customers say that I cannot imagine my life without this routine, without this product, that typically resonates with people a lot more deeply than your listing features and how good the product is. Because people like to buy from people, and someone has reinforced your product with sort of a testimonial, then the likelihood of someone buying is even higher. So again, the psychology here is pretty simple. People trust other customers more than they trust your brand. So a feature tells them what something does, and a testimonial shows them what it means to actually own it. It provides that feeling. So the takeaway here is that in your product campaigns, you need to consider testing features list against authentic customer stories. So you can pull these straight from your reviews if you're using some other platform, or you can just use Klaviyo's product feed blocks. Test number two, optimal sending time. And this often surprises people. Conventional wisdom says that you need to send emails where it's lunchtime and it's the prime real estate, and people are taking break, they are checking their phones. But what if evening send actually outperformed better, like significantly better, potentially double the engagement? I have seen this IRL that when we send a campaign at 7 p.m., that outperforms the campaign that we send at 11 a.m. So you need to test out your optimal sending timing. And the theory behind is that at noon people might be distracted, rushing through lunch, half focused on 10 different things, so they do not have the time to think about it. But at 5 p.m. they could be winding down, or maybe they are sitting down on their couch and they are scrolling their phone, or maybe they're commuting to home, so they are just like not thinking about much else, and they are scrolling more leisurely. So the potentially in better headspace to actually browse your product and shop your stuff. This is completely audience dependent. Again, I said your customers might behave totally different based on their lifetime, their time zone. It would depend on your niche or their shopping habits, but that's exactly why you need to test, because every single A/B test in this video would have different outcomes for different brands. So you need to test it accordingly for yourself. In Klaviyo, you can just duplicate your campaign. You can schedule both versions for different times and split into your list, and you can run it for a few weeks and let data decide what works in your specific audience. Try morning versus evening, noon versus evening, noon versus morning, all sort of stuff. Test number three, abandonment cart optimization, especially the critical one that goes out first. You can have a basic variation where it just shows the cart contents with a message like you left something behind or you are forgetting something, and a button beneath the product where it says complete checkout. Or you can have an enhanced version of sorts where it adds a trust signal, such as you are showing icons such as free shipping, customer review count, or like secure checkout badge or something like that. Plus you're having a brief like about a section where you are answering some common objections. That works a lot better. So this is interesting because click-through rate might stay roughly the same, but the conversion could jump statistically higher, because you need to think about what's happening psychologically, right? Someone already showed interest by adding it to cart, and they bounce for a reason. So maybe they have some shipping concerns, maybe they got trust issues about your product, or maybe they just wanted to learn more about you and your brand and your product and what it can do for them. So by proactively addressing those common objections that you get inside of your emails, you're removing friction. So you are basically answering the questions that might have stopped them in the first round. So that's what you do with your abandonment cart series. And my recommendation for you is that you just don't have to remind people about they forget something in the cart. You need to anticipate and handle the most common objectives inside of your abandonment cart, such as again shipping costs, return policies, brand credibility, and much more. And you need to add all of these elements to your first cart abandonment flow emails, and you need to test whether it improves conversions or not. Test number four: mystery discount psychology. Number four is one of my favorites because it sounds counterintuitive, but the psychology is fascinating behind the mystery discounts. Your standard pop up is like sign up and get $5 off your first order, clean, direct, straightforward. No mystery, no nothing, just a simple offer. And the mystery version could have sign up for a mystery discount and they still got that $5 off and they just didn't know the amount upfront. It's about the packaging of the offer, not the offer itself. The mystery approach could potentially increase both opt-ins and first purchase significantly because people don't know what they're going to get. They are excited. They don't know what they're going to get. So they are obviously curious. So that's why they opt in and they give you their email. And this works a lot better in a lot of cases. So again, you need to test it for your brand and you'll find out. Behind this, there are two psychological triggers such as curiosity again and gamification. People often cannot resist finding out what they'll receive. Plus, it feels like they're winning in some way because they're unlocking something they do not know, like a reward rather than just getting standard discount everyone gets. So it's the packaging that's the factor here. But there's a risk here because some brands might worry it seems gimmicky or damages trust. That's a valid concern. I get it, and it's depending upon your brand positioning. Yes, that's very important, your brand positioning. But if your voice is like more playful or your audience is younger, this could be worth testing out for yourself. You can experiment this inside of Klaviyo, or you can use some other software such as Alia. Both works, and you can just change your headline, your value proposition, and then you have to just measure the impact on both the sign up rates and conversion to the first purchase. Test number five: pricing transparency. Whether to show product prices in your emails or not. Imagine you're testing two approaches. One of them is hiding prices and just showcasing the product, and it has a CTA below shop now, versus displaying prices directly underneath each item. For many e-com D2C brands, showing prices upfront might lead to better performance, but I've seen this vary based on price point and product category. So the logic behind is that if someone opens your email, they are already showing interest. Making them click through just to discover the price could add unnecessary friction, especially on mobile. So when they click, they see the price and decide it does not fit their budget and bounce. But when the price is visible immediately and it aligns with their expectations, the decision is very easier and the click becomes easier. So you're essentially pre-qualifying them before they even hit your site. That said, for luxury brands or high ticket items, creating some mystery might actually work better, and it will depend on your positioning. But you need to test this in your next campaigns. You need to clone it, show prices in one version and hide them in others, and see what specifically works for your audience and what your audience prefers. Test number six: email design complexity, where we test plain text email versus designed emails. Version A would be a plain text email and version 2 would be a design email. If you don't know what a plain text email is, it's completely plain text, no images, no header logo, no fancy photo. It just looks like a personal email coming from someone you know. You probably know what a design email is. It has the exact same copy but adds the brand logo at top, and it has designed footer with social links and legal information, and it's well designed. In many cases, plain text could outperform by a significant margin. This challenges what a lot of brands assume, that you might think that okay, polished branded emails look more professional, more trustworthy, but they also clearly signal that marketing email, and which can make people defensive. So plain text emails feels very personal. It feels like a one-to-one on conversation, and the perception often creates the better engagement for it, and it's good for your deliverability as well. This tends to work especially well for a certain amount of automated flows such as welcome series, win back campaigns, VIP communications, and personal updates from the founder. Anything where relationship building matters more than showcasing the product. So try stripping out all the branded email designs and try to write like you're emailing a friend. The shift in tone and the response might surprise you. In Klaviyo, just create a text only template, and it's actually simpler to set up than designed emails, because then you have to design an entire email and upload it inside of Klaviyo. And plain texts are very simple. You just go, you click on text only templates, and you can just write it out there and send out to your entire list. Just make sure that you're not overdoing it as well, because if you overdo it a lot of times, then it will lose its impact. So you need to find the balance between well designed email as well as text email. Test number seven: specific versus rounded discounts. This concept is pretty fascinating and oddly specific discount amount. Imagine sending a win back email for a lapsed customer. The control offers is 20% off your next order. Clean, simple, that the standard approach. But what if the test variation offered something like $14 store credit? It's a similar value, just framed completely different within a strangely specific number. Similar value, just framed completely different with a strangely specific number. The specific store credit version might dramatically outperform the percentage discount, and I've seen this work. And why, you might ask? Because specificity creates curiosity. When you see that $14.67, your brain immediately wonders why that exact number. Is it calculated based on my previous purchases, or is there a story behind it? It does not feel like a mass discount. It feels personal and intentional. And also, store credit implies that you have existing value, because psychologically it is implying that you already have a value waiting for you. It's not a discount that you might use. It is the money that is already yours. You're just sitting there to capitalize on it. And one strategic consideration is that you might see a lower average order value on the store credit purchases. So try adding a minimum spend threshold, like use your another $14 off on orders above 45 to protect your margins while you're still driving the reactivation. But for bringing back customers who have not purchased in months, this framing could be incredibly effective because you are giving them dollars off where it feels like they already have it, so they just have to use it now. So there you have it. These were some of the high leverage tests that you can run inside of Klaviyo. Number one, test customer testimonial, which is feature list. Test number two, experiment with send times. Test number three, you need to add test elements to your cart recoveries. Test number four, you can try mystery discounts on pop-up. Test number five, you can consider pricing transparency. Test number six, you can use plain text formatting. Last but not the least, you can get specific with your discount amounts. And these aren't minor tweaks, these are fundamental changes to how you communicate value and build trust with your customer. And here's the thing, you do not have to guess which will work better for your brand. Just set up the split test inside of Klaviyo and let your audience tell you what resonates better with them. Pick one of these 7 A/B tests, set it up this week, measure the results for the next 30 days, then move on to the next one. If you found this video helpful, make sure to hit that subscribe button for more tactical knowledge like this, and make sure to drop a comment and let me know what are some of the A/B tests that you'll start running as soon as possible. And if you're an e-commerce brand who's watching this video and do not have the time to do all of this, you can just book a call down with me and my team, and we'll help you set up all of these A/B tests and exactly show you where you could be leaking revenue. So you know where to find me, and I'll see you in the next one.